BMW Camshaft less engine training course, MEC engine. We are talking about MOP and LOP. This is module 5. In this module 5, we are discussing navigation bar, and we will discuss navigation bar, which is comes under auxiliaries. In auxiliaries, we have three sub navigation bars. Uh, each sub navigation bar I will discuss in different chapters, separate chapters. So they are hydraulic system. Next will be scavenge air, and then will be cylinder lubrication. So there will be three chapters in this auxiliaries. Then there are some other navigation bar maintenance that will cover in different chapter. All right, let's go. We had discussed in the first module 4.1 alarm system and engine. Now we'll discuss auxiliaries. Hmm? Auxiliaries, MOP. Auxiliaries. On this navigation bar, there are three sub-navigating bars. That means one navigation bar, and there will be three. Hydraulic system, scavenge air, and cylinder lubrication. Actually, everything is important here. MOP, because actually any adjustment is required, any changes are required, you have to go to MOP and use access mode of that is chief mode. Auxiliaries, hydraulic system. Here we shall discuss a hydraulic system which has a 5-engine driven pump and 2 electrically driven starter pump. Naturally, it depends on the size of the engine, how many engine driven pump will be there. Some ships there will be only electrical driven pump, but normally MEB engines they use only electrically driven pump. Hydraulically driven hydraulic pump, engine driven pump will always be there. They can be 3. In this case, we'll discuss 5 because there is a reason for that. Because some pumps, as we had discussed in earlier module, are controlled by not ACU, controlled by ECU, engine control unit. That's why I'm taking an example as 5 engine driven pumps. So we had seen earlier in module 2, 1, 2, and 3 engine driven pumps are controlled by their respective ACUs. As I was just telling you. 4 and 5 engine driven pumps are controlled by ECU A and ECU B, and always running maximum capacity, whether engine is running in high direction or engine running in stern direction. But yes, default is, that means the failure is the switch plate will go in the direction as if engine is running in ahead, and will pump maximum as if engine is running in ahead, even if engine is running stern. Remember this. On the extreme right side are shown 1 and 2 motor driven startup pumps and controlled by ACU1, ACU2. I will show you now the schematic diagram. So these two are the motor driven pumps controlled by ACU1 and ACU2. And these are the 5 engine driven pumps controlled by ACU1, ACU2, ACU3. And this is ECU1A, ECU-B. Of course, this is bypass valve. You know the importance. This is the relief valve. And each one has also have a relief valve. Okay. You can run these pumps on automatic mode or manual mode. Automatic mode means choose any one of them. HPS mode, auto. All right. Or you can choose pump torque limiter. That means limiter is activated. That means for each hydraulic pump pressure, there will be certain amount of fuel index. All right. So you choose one pump as a controlling pump. Other 2 pump will become follow-up pump. If for any reason control fails or ACU some reason has failed, another pump will become controlling pump. Or you can choose any one you want as controlling pump by going to the manual and choosing the pump as control pump. Other 2 will be follow-up pump. All right. And of course, these are ECU A, ECU B, always running maximum capacity. In this case, control pump will be running at 50% of the capacity. Follow-up pump will be meeting the requirement as and when required. Pressure drops, they will pump more. Pressure increases, they will pump less. In case whenever the demand rises or demand increases or reduces, both ways, control pump immediately increases discharge capacity to flow capacity, but how much amount is discharged by changing its switch plate, and then follow pump will gradually rise up and meet the demand. Control pump will come back to 50% capacity. If demand reduces, control pump will immediately reduce by changing its switch plate to start pumping less amount of oil. Then follow pump will start reducing their switch plate angle in such a way that discharge quantity reduces. Control pump will gradually come up to 50%. That's the way it is. ECU A and ECU B keep running in the maximum direction, ahead or stern, whatever. But in failure, default is as if engine is running in the ahead direction. Okay. Any question? Operator has following control which can be accessed at chief level: HPS mode, auto mode, or manual mode. Manual mode you can control pump torque limiter or hydraulic pressure set point, what set point you want, and bypass valve. Bypass valve manually can also be opened. Access is only at chief level, otherwise auto mode. All right. HPS mode also you want to choose, you have to go to the chief level. HPS mode. At chief access level, when choosing HPS mode, toolbar that the bottom of the screen shall become available, auto or manual mode. That can be chosen. So you choose auto mode or manual mode. All right. So in manual mode, in auto mode, chief level, any one of the electrically driven pump, startup pump, can be chosen as a master, and the other becomes follow-up pump. Sorry, this is engine driven pump, not electrically driven pump. Remember, we are talking about hydraulically driven pump. I will correct it. This is a mistake here. Any one of the hydraulic engine driven startup pump can be chosen as a master, and that becomes slave. One of the engine driven pump as the control. Sorry, I am sorry. Repeat. Any one of the electrically driven startup pump can be chosen as the master, and other become follow. That means whenever the pressure has set point has come and the engine is picked up RPM, slave pump will stop, follow pump will stop, then the master will stop. One of the engine driven pump will be chosen as the controlling pump, remaining to become follow up when the engine is running, and engine driven hydraulic pump. In manual mode, you set the hydraulic pressure, how much pressure you want. Set which ACU shall operate bypass valve when needed. Bypass valve is operated by ACU. Manually start and stop electrically driven pump. You can start manually and you can stop manually when the pressure has come up. All right, as per your experiences. Pump torque limiter. Pump torque limiter has two purposes actually. To limit the torque of an engine driven pump so that the torque does not exceed by a certain limit. Naturally, this is to protect the gear and chain because this is an expensive thing, but gear damage, the whole pump has to be replaced. Although the gear and chain are provided with a weak link, which would break and pump would be protected, but the torque limit is set to protect gear and chain and protect the individual pump from breakdown and protected by mechanical damage from the weak link as explained earlier. For some reason, weak link doesn't work or something. Torque limiter can be activated or cancelled. But remember, if you cancel it, it will give an alarm in the MOP. The torque limiter has been cancelled. This is torque limiter we're talking about, not for the RPM. This is for the hydraulic pump. All right. So enough safeguards are there in the system. Hydraulic pressure set point. When engine is running, actual pressure is displayed, and pressure can be set by the set point display available. Set pressure is around 300 bar, but it is engine dependent and set at the delivery. So somewhere 250, 300 something. Engine shutdown level is around 141, depend 140 to 180, which whatever you check on your ship, how much what is it is set at, and it is the engine dependent and set at the delivery. All right. Hardly pressure set point. That means pressure drops, engine will trip. Bypass valve. Pressure relief valves are provided by in the system. The relief valve, not safety valve. You know, by the way, you know the difference between relief and safety valve? You must be knowing. Otherwise, you can always check up. Otherwise, let me know when I'm on a class with you. I'll explain. Can you think of a reason for this bypass valve to be there when the relief valve is already there? Why this bypass valve is there? Why this bypass valve is there? Okay, now think of a scenario when engine is running and blackout takes place. What happens? Of course, no electrical power. Main lube pump stop, which is drawing oil from the sump and actually sending oil to the engine driven pumps. Correct? No oil will be supplied at a section of the engine driven pump because main lube pump has stopped. No power. Blackout has taken place. But engine keeps on turning. Propeller keeps on turning for a while. Large ship can be up to 5 to 10 minutes. But of course, it will be slowly. But propeller keeps turning. That means piston is moving up and down. One thing. And also, for that, you can supply cylinder lubrication. But but engine is running, turning. That means hydraulic pump attached to the engine are also turning. So what is the effect of the above condition? Video 2 of 4.2 module. What is the effect of that? Hydraulic pump will run dry. So engine driven hydraulic pumps are running dry. Cavitation and unintended wear down of the pump will take place. Under these circumstances, bypass valve will open and lead the oil back to the suction side from the delivery side. Because delivery side, some oil will be there, and oil is not going anywhere, doing nothing now. Engine is stopped practically. Fuel valve, nothing is happening. No power. Bypass valve will open and lead the oil back to the suction side from the delivery side, thereby avoiding dry running. That means a closed circuit will set up, oil will discharge, bypass valve, come back to suction. Even though main lube pump is not running, but pumps are getting oil. So they are not running dry. Try out this bypass valve as per your company safety management system, plant maintenance system, but at least once in 6 months. Of course, when engine is stopped. Bypass valve is controlled by ACU1 and ACU3. In our case, when there are 5 cylinders, 5 hydraulic pumps. All right. Interesting.